today. It's Madden NFL football. It's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Chicago Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Throwing to start the drive. Gary. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down. Back to throw. Gary, flush to his right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
From the gun on third down, Gary. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Logan. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play there on the catch and run. 32 yards.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he fires one incomplete. The Vikings are 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1. And they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
They'll look to throw again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
Do you think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt, because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And we get a glance at their leader in the huddle, the veteran, in his 9th season now in the league.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. A look at the numbers for Thomas from a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Now a man open down the middle of the field and down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On the ground, it's Thomas. A beautiful spin and room to run. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They run with Thomas. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Thomas. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Bush. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 21. This is Thomas. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun. Lincoln, he finds his man, complete. That's Riley. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. It's safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on 3rd down. Well, Brandon, obviously no panic in them. They gave up the touchdown. Yeah, their defensive side did that. But he's already taken them back downfield. I love this field general that they've got. It's almost like he went to the deep.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. It's the fullback. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Well, they weren't messing around. 1st and goal, they don't do anything fancy. They just go to the fullback right away.
I like how you phrase that because oftentimes they come back to the fullback when it's late in the down and distance count, right? In this case, 1st down, let's go get it right now.
And he got it. 6 points on the board. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taken in at the 3. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The 40. Past the 20. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Minnesota. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game, the kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say...
And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Throwing to start the drive. Gary over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Right back to him on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Defense really sold out there to stop the run. Understandable down near the goal line. Now on second down, you have to wonder, might we see play action here and a flip right over the top?
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Looking to throw. Gary. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on third and goal. Let's see what they do on fourth and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on fourth and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. The run is turned away on fourth and goal from the 2. And the Chicago defense able to come up with a goal line stand. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on fourth down, and they stop them short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just...
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. So here are the Vikings to take over. Last week, good result. They were able to beat the Detroit Lions, and now they are on the good side of the scoreboard right now as well. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
From the gun on third down, Gary. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down now, it's Thomas. And this will be a Bears first down as he gets this up past the 30.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Looking to throw on second down. Lincoln. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. Back to throw. Lincoln. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. And instead, it's 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
This will be fielded at the 17. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. On first down, Gary. Throw left side complete. That's Sharp. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
To throw on second down, Gary. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Now the try here for the point after. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Looking deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick six on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Got him right back in the saddle and said, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
Now a throw here, hauled in. Finding space at the 40. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Throwing on first down. Gary. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I think someone's going to get into QB1-0 when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That would be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. Back to throw again. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. 55 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. They're going to try and run. And he finds his way into the end zone as the lead moves to 10. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass, so you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Taken at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Chicago offense set to get started. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Looking to throw. Lincoln. He finds his man. Complete. It's Hall. First down now, but that clock rolling. Off the play fake. Lincoln. And incomplete on the deep ball.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot it.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Back to throw. Lincoln. He finds his man. Complete. It's Riley. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. Looking to throw. Lincoln. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back to throw. Lincoln. It's caught by Davis. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, Bears. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Bears get a late score here in the final minute of the 1st half. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Vikings going to take over now late in this 1st half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Gary. Here's Booker on the catch. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
The final shot before break. Gary. And he's got Booker. The 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the 1st half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the 3rd quarter?
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So we've reached halftime in a wild 1st half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in week 2. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the Lions who are out in front as they play the 2nd quarter. The Lions trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, we fly north to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers needing to hold on and win this one on the road to avoid falling to 0-2. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And that one's at halftime with them leading the visiting New York Giants. The Eagles, losers last week, they need to pull one back at home to avoid falling to 0-2. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the 2nd half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. As they begin their second half here, Charles, offensively, not where they want to be. Obviously, they're losing in this ball game, but very much within striking distance. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Is that the old glass half full, half empty type of a deal? And which way do you want to look at it? Because you're right, they're down on the scoreboard, but they're definitely opportunities now. Because if they want to go ahead and get going in this one, get back to the running game. I think there are going to be some places to go with it, and I think the offensive line will appreciate the chance to fire out and hit people.
That's a good point because they virtually had nothing going in the ground game in that first half. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Lincoln, he finds his man, complete. It's Bush. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Up the middle they go. Thomas. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
On 1st and 10, Lincoln. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Lincoln. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Lincoln. On the out route, he completes it to Hall. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st down, it's Thomas. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
On 1st down, Lincoln, he gets it to Thomas. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. On 2nd down, it's Thomas. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 75 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Operating from the gun, Lincoln got his man complete over the middle. It's Davis. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Looking to throw on second down. Lincoln. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sand. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. To throw on third down, Lincoln. Now a leaping catch, he's got it. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a first and goal.
They'll run on first down. Thomas, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
To throw on second down, Lincoln got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Bears have got it back to within a score. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to a field goal. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Back to the air on second down. Gary. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On third down, Gary. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His third touchdown of the game and 4th on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Now the try here for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
They'll start on the ground here on first down. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. Second and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Thomas. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with. They have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Bush. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. Throwing on first down. Lincoln. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Now, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's first and 10. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
The Vikings on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Off-play action. Gary out to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Operating from the gun, Gary. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 21. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13. From the gun, he'll hand this off. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun, Gary throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
On 1st and 10, Gary. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown! A great effort there. A touchdown on a kick return, and now one through the air. And the Vikings are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the math there, and at this point in the 4th quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them, but we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's almost a certain victory.
Extra point attempt to come here. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On first down, Lincoln. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
Operating from the gun. Lincoln looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Looking to throw. Lincoln. And Davis with it left side. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Throwing on first down. Lincoln, he finds his man, complete. That's Hall. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lincoln, this throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Well, pardon, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Vikings, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Today on EA Sports. It's week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports. Vikings taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Arizona Cardinals and the Minnesota Vikings. Again, everyone, Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. It's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
And he's had good success here already this season throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in his 2 games. He's really got this offense playing with a lot of confidence, trying to establish themselves early as a Super Bowl contender.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. In early second and long they're facing. Four yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down. This defense for the Vikings, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 36. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And he's off to a fantastic start to the season. Already 8 touchdown passes in just his first 2 weeks of the year. Now, I don't think that's a pace he's going to be able to sustain, but at the very least, he's got this offense humming here to start things out.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing to start the drive. Gary. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. So he stopped for no gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
To throw on 3rd down, Gary. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. See some head shaking on that defensive sideline because so much focus on taking away what he did last week as NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Big gain there for him to start.
I love your observation because you would think they'd be prepared for him after what he did the previous week. But sometimes that skill set actually intimidates a defense, and he used it to his great advantage.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 27. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On 1st and 10, Gary. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. The Vikings at 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held them to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at them with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Following the fumble recovery, Clayton. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. To throw from his end zone, Clayton. And now off to the races down the right side. He's at the 40, 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. So how about that for a backbreaker? Again, 99 yards.
And how about the audacity of the play call? When you're backed up that close to your goal line, usually you're just trying to run some type of a wedge play, a quarterback sneak, a dive, anything to try and create some room and take care of the ball. But that's confidence in your offensive line that they'll protect the guy throwing it, and he finds his guy for 99 yards. I love what they just did.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 81 yards.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards for number 11. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Slot man moves right. On 1st down, Gary. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Gary. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Back to throw. Gary. Over the middle, complete. It's Potter. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Throwing on 1st down. Gary. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. 2 seconds to go, 1st quarter. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Looking to throw. Gary. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now this throw caught left side. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. That's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. Throwing to start the drive. Gary. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The tight end in motion right. On 1st and 10, Gary escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Gary. And it'll be intercepted. And the Cardinals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that 1st down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Back to throw. Clayton got his man complete over the middle. That's Wood. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Oh, they had a good chance to get off the field defensively there. If they could just wrap up, it's going to be a 4th down. But instead, they can't get him on the deck, and he allows them to pick up the 1st down.
On 1st down, Fisher, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Clayton throwing the out route incomplete. It's Wood. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He's going to pick up the 1st down and then some. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? And they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game. And we see a lot of big plays, as we just saw there.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Looking to throw. Clayton. And that is caught. What a grab at the 8. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Back to throw. Clayton.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. To throw on 2nd down. Clayton. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Clayton. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Cards have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Extra point safely through. And it's now 21-7. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go.
This fielded right at the goal line.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score. A fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Extra point attempt to follow here. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
And now out comes Minnesota.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
He finds his man complete. That's Potter. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. 75 yards.
And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Back to throw. Clayton looking middle, and that's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Clayton, quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Clayton. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Clayton. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great play there as the first half is winding down.
And the Cardinals will extend their lead here just before halftime.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And, you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A big play that time on the catch and run. 49 yards. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, you know, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the Packers who have the lead as that game approaches halftime. Trent Taylor, 2 touchdown runs on the afternoon. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. The Jaguars seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens pick up that first victory after losses in their first 2 ball games. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested.
He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 71 yards. And the Vikings come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get this score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see. Just one play resulting in the touchdown. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
So here are the Cardinals to take over. They'd lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Throwing to start the drive. Clayton.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a handoff up the middle. Fisher. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Clayton. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And out now come the Vikings.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Throwing to start the drive. Gary. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Vikings are back within a score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And he'll get in for the 2 points, and that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
First down. Clayton firing quickly here, and that's complete. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Looking to throw on second down. Clayton. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line. That catch, I believe, will put him right at 200 yards for the game. Indeed, it does. 200 yards. He's been incredible. Now a play fake here on first down. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll run on first down. It's Fisher. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up first and goal.
An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now...
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great play there.
His first rushing touchdown of the year.
And they are able to add on to their advantage.
He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Extra point forthcoming. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The Cardinals setting out to kick this one away, and off we go.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago, they scored. Remember, last drive was that 1-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing.
86 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Gary. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
To throw on 2nd down, Gary. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line.
13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Eluding the pressure right. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he'll get in for the 2 points, and in so doing, cut the deficit to 2 points. And so they run it in on the two-point try. And it's so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the two-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the two-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for two. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
The football going back over to Arizona now. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Operating from the gun, Clayton.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Clayton. He finds his man. Complete. It's Wood. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Well, Charles, before the game, we were talking with him and said, hey, you know you're close to 65,000 career passing yards.
I
know.
How did you do that?
He just kind of smiled and walked away, but he just passed that number, 65,000 career passing yards.
I always get a kick out of it when they don't want to talk about it. But if you had said a number that was incorrect, he would have corrected you and then said, but I'm not really thinking about it.
Congratulations, Noah. Now just 5,000 away from 70K. Unbelievable.
Throwing on first down. Clayton. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Clayton. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 21. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Fisher, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. Back to throw. Clayton, his pass caught at the 4. Touchdown! From 8 yards out.
And the Cardinals get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes this a 9-point game. A 10-play drive that time. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Gary. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Being chased out left. He finds his man complete. That's Potter. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 1st and 10, Gary. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. He finds his man complete. That's Logan. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
On 1st down, Gary. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game. The 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
On first down, Fisher
Taken down at the 42.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Fisher. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd down, Fisher. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down on the scoreboard. 1:12 to go. Their perfect start to the season in jeopardy unless they can score here as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
110 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to throw.
Booker on the receiving end. On the move past the 40.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down. Got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have as well as they understand where they are on the field?
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. The slot man in motion right. Back to throw. Steps away to his left. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And some space here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it'll be a fun time in the Twin Cities tonight. The Vikings win it.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Minnesota, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another home date next week as the Packers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.